So you started comedy in the Houston area?
No, I didn't start stand-up till I was 28, and I had moved to Midland, Texas, and married a girl, and then went to work for a company called Barter Systems, which trades goods and services between companies, which sounds okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it, and I could sell it,
Right.
and but the problem is if you got one service that's putting in diamonds, the other was putting in popcorn, you end up with a lot of popcorn.
Right.
So they talked me into going as the office manager and sales manager to Abilene for this guy's brother's version of that company, or his franchise of it. So I got out there, and it was just horrible. The guy didn't have any money, and you could spend trade units on some restaurants and stuff. And we found a little apartment. And eventually, when he finally did write me a check, I owed everybody money, and I bounced checks all over town. And I left town, and we lived in this little apartment, and we had a couch, kind of a big couch for the apartment, and we got it in there. But we couldn't get it out, and we left it hanging in the door like 3 o'clock in the morning. We've been moving out. We just left it was stuck there. We lost the couch,
Right.
So we drive all night to Dallas, and my wife had a friend that lived there.
I'll throw it out there for you.
And she, I got it. And she was at work, so we went in her backyard, and she had that was filthy from moving all night, And she had a big red Doberman that walked over to me and pissed on my leg. And I'm like, this day sucks. And it keeps on sucking. And I started selling windows and doors.
Okay.
Somebody opened a comedy club between where I lived and where I worked called the Funny Bone. And a guy I worked with named Sam Bartholomew went to the first open mic night and came back to the office the next day and said, Ron, you're funnier than these guys, and you should go do this.
Right.
So I went down there the next open mic night and auditioned with my 4 minutes and got a spot, and they'd put me on every other week. And
nice.
And that was 37 and a half years ago.
Oh, wow. Ron White been doing comedy longer than I've been alive. That's crazy. Yeah. That's why you're so good.
Well, it's not how long you've been doing it, is how much of it do you do.
Right.
So I've been doing it a long time, but I've also been doing a lot of it for a long time.
Right.
When I was a feature act